Hello everybody, welcome back to another flight sim video. Today we're going to be flying the Boeing 777 freighter as DHL, operated by Aerologic, from Leipzig across to East Midlands. About an hour and 20-minute flight time. We're just loading up the cargo here and getting the finishing touches sorted, and then we'll be pushing back and starting the engines and getting ready for departure out of Leipzig. Alright, we're on the flight deck here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to confirm some things and make sure some things are all ready to go, and we just got the cargo about to finish up here as well. So if we take a look at the FMC here, how it all goes is flight plan's looking good. The arrival though is pretty interesting. We go towards East Midlands and then we turn away doing a 360 and then come back in for the ILS approach on 27. So flight plan's good. Our takeoff reference, everything's good here with a 153 rotate speed out of Leipzig. Everything else is looking good. We're just gonna wait for the cargo to finish up and then we'll get on out of here. Now, if we take a look at our fuel, we're carrying about 44.8 thousand pounds of fuel. And if we take a look up top, everything else looks good up top. We'll turn our seatbelt sign, we don't need to worry about that. We'll turn our fuel pumps on and our window heats. You can turn all those on. Everything up top looks good. I think we're also going to start the APU here because cargo might be almost done. All right, we'll take a look up top here and just run this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll go to start. It'll flick back. APU bleed is on, APU gen's on, so we'll wait for that to start up, and then we will request push and start and also get some ground equipment going as well. All right, APU is all started up. We can confirm that by looking at our systems page here. We got APU 100 RPM. So APU is running, which then we can take a look up top and turn off the exterior power because APU gen's running. Everything up top looks good. So we'll go down to our EFB and we'll close our entry door here shortly. Actually, let's do it right now. We'll close our left entry door, have that close, and then we'll arm it, and then we'll get rid of the stairs and some other ground equipment. So then we'll go arm all. There you go. So boarding doors are armed, all car doors are closed, nothing on the ground, and then we'll release the ground power, and then we'll just confirm that our parking brake is set, which it's not always set. So parking brake is now set. That looks good. And we can now remove the chocks, and then we'll go through it. So doors all closed and locked, ground equipment removed, and ground connections all removed. So we're good there. We'll go back to the main page of the flight, and we'll request push and start here and get all the ground equipment removed now. All right, stairs are removed. Now we're going to request pushback and get on out of here. Okay, we're going to release the parking brakes. And parking brake is released. That's confirmed. We'll go to our engines page. We're going to look up top here, turn our packs off. APU bleeds running. Everything up top looks good. And we're going to start engine 1 to start. Our nose facing right. We'll watch it that it goes up to 100, and then we'll start engine 1. And engine 1 starting. All right, engine 1 is started up. That looks good there. We'll take a look and start engine 2. And get engine 2 started up here. And engine 2 is starting up now. Parking brake set. Engine started, that looks good. We'll look back up top, turn our packs on. Engines are started, they're looking good up top, so that's good. We are going to turn off the APU, and that looks good. APU is now going off. We can also watch that by our stats page. in the system, and then we'll see the RPMs drop as well. Wait for the hand signal, but we can also give out flaps 5. While we wait, and then we'll do a flight control test here. Hand signal received. All right. We'll take a look down here. RPMs are going down for the APU. We'll go on flight controls if I can find it. There it is. Trim needs to be 475, so we'll get that 475 in. There you go. Trim's 475, and then we'll do a quick flight control test. So we got left aileron checked, right aileron checked, elevator down, elevator up, left rudder and right rudder. Controls are free and checked. That looks good. So we can go back to our let's go back to our stats page so we can make sure the RPMs of our APU stop. And we'll turn on our taxi light. Taxi light on. All right, so taxi light on. All the lights that we need on are on, and up top looks good. So we're gonna start our taxi to runway 26 left for departure. Parking brake released. We'll give some power. There we go. And we'll taxi to runway 26 left. All right, so we are approaching the runway here, so I'm gonna go and put our checklist on. And we're gonna go to the takeoff checklist. Checklist override. Checked. Override checked. Before takeoff, flaps 5 checked, and then after takeoff is the next checklist. All right, we're all good there. We'll take the whole length of the runway here. Just up here we'll go, and then we'll get ready for the departure. It's a 155 rotation speed, or 153 rotation speed with a 155 V2 and climb out. We'll set our auto brakes to RTO here. We'll just hold short, do some checks, and then we'll get on the runway here. It probably will be a very quick departure, so there'll be a departure and then a right turn, so we'll see how that goes. It might be vectoring, and then we'll just have to join the flight plan eventually. Okay, parking brake is set. All lights are on. Taxi light can go off, and up top looks good. All right, and we'll line up on the runway here. Parking brake released. Give some power. We'll line up on the runway for departure. Okay. Everything looks good. We are ready for takeoff. LNAV, VNAV engage. Everything looks good. Give some power. And takeoff power is set. Nose down pressure. We'll start the roll. And rotate. Positive right gear coming up. Beautiful rotation because we have a really nice headwind. Got to turn some lights on in the cockpit here. It's pretty dark, so I'll do that after our after we turn the autopilot on. We'll turn the autopilot on now. Why not? Autopilot is now on. We can get some lights in the cockpit here because this is very dark. As we're on the climb out, we can also go flaps 1 here. And flaps coming up. All right, climb out is looking good. We got flaps up, gear is up. Everything's looking good on the climb out here. All right, we can also hit our standard pressure, and we will continue on the climb out of Leipzig and continue climbing out. When we're above 10,000, we'll do some climb checks, and then we just cruise up to, we just climb up to 360. All right, we are now above 10,000 feet, so we'll take a look up top here. Turn our landing lights off, our runway turn-offs, and our wing light off. Everything else can stay on, but for now, we are looking good on the climb out here. Nice, smooth climb out. Very nice, smooth takeoff. Our speed's increasing now. Autopilot's looking good, and right now, let's continue our climb out and climb to flight level 360, and continue making our way towards East Midlands, which is about an hour and 20-minute flight. So far, everything's looking good. And we'll just continue climbing up to flight level 360. All right, we are now coming up to our cruise altitude of flight level 360. Everything's looking good in the aircraft. Lights are on, so you can actually see quite a bit in the aircraft here. We're going towards the day, which is nice, but everything's looking good here of the aircraft. Our FMC looking good. We're going to be at 360 for a while until waypoint Surgo is when we start top of descent roughly. But everything's looking good. Even our fuel's looking good. So now that we're at 360, all we do is just sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight as we make our way towards East Midlands. All right. We are coming up to our top of descent here, which is right there. We're going to click the button very shortly here, right now. There we go. And we are now going to start our descent into East Midlands. So everything's looking good here. We'll just descend a little bit early to stay on the path. Aircraft will correct itself as we go. But we'll start a descent and make our way down to 2,000 feet, which is the localizer and glide slope into East Midlands, but everything's looking good. We'll take a look at our approach reference, 30 flaps with 140 as our approach speed. So that's all looking good there too. Yeah, let's continue our descent here on our way down 2,000 feet for the approach into East Midlands. All right, we are coming up to our 10,000 foot mark. We're bringing out the speed brake because our speed needs to get dropped pretty quickly. And then we are going to get our landing lights on here and get our approach set. Now we're in the U-turn here, so we're turning all the way left, making our way in a circle here, and then coming back down this way, and then for the ILS, because that's how the approach works here in East Midlands. So everything's looking good now. We just have to do a full 360 pretty much, which is part of the arrival and approach. And then we go from there. Now our speed has dropped. We can bring this speed brake in. We're going to go auto brakes level 2. And we also will take a look at our performance. Landing en route. We're doing 2.7. Import aircraft details. Auto brakes 3. Okay. All operational. Import the weather. Yeah, we're going to run auto brakes 3. It looks like. There we go. Auto brake level 3. So yeah, auto brake is set to level 3. And then speed brake we're going to arm. There we go. Speed brake's arm confirmed on there. We'll go to our checklist. Approach altimeters have been set. Landing, we'll do that after. Hey, we can go up top, turn our landing lights on, runway turnoffs, and wing light. Up top looks good. And we will continue our descent here. Approach, everything's looking good. We're on the approach. We're on the descent path, which is perfect. A little bit cloudy here, but staying at the airport's VFR conditions according to Navigraph, so hopefully that's good there. Right, we can hit standard pressure. All right, and we're back on the approach path, which is nice. Okay, 160. And gear can come down as well. Localizer. Speed brake armed, auto brakes 3, gears down. And approach. All right, we'll take a look up top. Everything up top looks good. We'll get ready for the landing here. We got the localizer on. Soon we'll have the glide slope on for the landing. We got a bit of a crosswind here, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully it's okay. We're still using VNAV to descend to 2000. And flaps full. Alright, flaps full, auto brakes 3, speed brake armed, gear is down. We are looking good for the approach here. And glide slope has been grabbed. That's good. So plane will nosedive a little bit, but it'll be okay. Everything's set. I'll be disengaging autopilot here very shortly. Very small knot of wind there. 5 knot wind. Right.
1,000.
I have control of my aircraft. And auto throttle off. I have control. And touchdown. Speed brake up and reverses green. Nose down gently. Beautiful. A little bit of a float, I would say, but still a really good landing. Now reverses green, decel. And clear the reversers. I think we're taking this taxiway right to our left here. Just slow down a little bit. All right, we'll clean up the airplane here. Everything cleaned up. Bring that speed brake in. Go to our stats page because we want to start that APU. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. APU starting up. And we can turn our runway turnoffs, our landing lights off, tax light on, strobe off, wing off. Up top looks good, and we'll get that APU started up. And then we're going to turn right, and it'll be at the DHL cargo ramp, it looks like. All right, our gate is just up here. Gate 104. 108 is in front of us, but we're going to go to 104 for our parking. .105 is right here, so the next one will be 104. And we can also turn off our tax light so we don't blind the ground crew. Alright, actually, our gate is 103, so we're actually going to 103 instead. It's just to our right coming up. We'll turn right here. Yeah, I thought it was 104 that I chose, but no, it was 103 right here. Alright, we'll turn in. And stop right there. Parking brake is set. Checked. Parking brake set. Take a look up top. APU's running. Everything up top looks good. And we'll turn off engine 1 and 2. Engines will shut down. And beacon light can come off. And all that looks good up there. We'll go to our EFB, get ground connections. We're going to set chocks, request the ground power, and connect ground power. Turn that APU off. We can turn some of our hydraulics off. We don't need. Actually, we can turn all of them off. Exterior power on. Lights that we need on are on. Everything else is off. And now we can go to our door management, disarm the doors. And now we can request deboarding of all the cargo. That's going to do it for this flight from Leipzig to East Midlands in Nottingham with the PMDG 777 freighter as DHL. Very nice flight, very nice landing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this flight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content I'm producing here on YouTube. If you do enjoy the content, then consider subscribing, turn that notification bell on so you won't miss a new video. Like always, thank you guys very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.